Welcome back, football fans. Today we're going to be going through and talking about every football game thus far, week one. We still have Jets 49ers tonight. I think it's going to be an absolute war, starting with the Panthers and the Saints. I really just don't know what to say about this team. One, the Panthers are absolutely awful. I think that Bryce Young is not that guy. I don't know what they need to do, but he has not improved from last year. He has shown no signs of stepping forward. They got him a few more offensive options. I just don't know what direction this team needs to go in. Now, the New Orleans Saints went out there playing a bad Panthers team and absolutely showed out. They had some really, really good standout players. Derek Carr got it going. Shaheed got it going. You know who didn't get it going? Chris Olave. Derek Carr. Throw Olave the ball. Throw Olave the ball, please. Okay? That's all we want. Throw Olave the ball. Thank you. The Saints looked solid. We'll see if they can carry this momentum through the year. We actually got Jamal Williams touches yesterday. Round of applause. Next, we have the Vikings and the Giants. This is the Sam Darnold we have wanted to see from day one, and I'm so proud of him. I feel like Sam Darnold has come full circle. He's finally on a good team that has good wide receivers, a decent O-line, a good running back room, a team he can step back in the pocket and let the ball go and not have to worry about it. Now, the New York Giants are just about everything we thought they were going to be. Were they actually the worst team yesterday? It looks like they were 6 points. Since you paid your quarterback, he has thrown more touchdowns to the other team than to your team. Y'all get where I'm going here? Get Daniel Jones out of New York, fire the GM. I don't know if the head coach is the product of just a bad system, like a product of his team is just terrible. The GM needs to be fired. And I mean tomorrow. I would not be surprised by week 5 this team has a whole new facelift. Next, we have the Titans and the Bears. My boy Caleb Williams coming through and getting the absolute dub. I don't care what y'all think about his stats. First quarterback since 2002 being drafted number 1 to win a game. Cry to someone else. Don't cry to me. He's him. It's time. Bears country. Let's ride. I don't know if that rhymes or not. That kind of sounded cool. The Titans, Will Levis is the problem. I don't want to say he's the problem. He's a sophomore quarterback. Still a lot to learn. Tony Pollard looked like a stud yesterday. I feel like if Tony Pollard can keep it going, they have a solid wide receiver core. It is literally just in Will Levis' hands to control the ball. Now, the Bears, that Bears defense and special teams absolutely took the game over yesterday. A lot of people wanted to say, Caleb Williams isn't a leader. Well, Caleb Williams has both sides of the ball playing for him. They're like, okay, Caleb's not playing great today. We got to step it up. They stepped it up and they went out there and won a football game. That defense wasn't doing that last year with Justin Fields. It wasn't. It just wasn't. Caleb Williams is going to pick it up. And when he does, this is a scary, scary football team. They're upsetting the Texans next week. Just want to let y'all know that. Speaking of Texans, we have the Texans against the Colts. Shouldn't have been this close of a game. That's all I'm going to say. Anthony Richardson looked okay yesterday. He has accuracy issues. Once he gets those down, he's going to be an elite quarterback in the league. Jonathan Taylor, a stud per usual. The defense was okay. Now, the Texans, on the other hand, I mean, they're just stacked. They should have probably blown the Colts out, but they didn't. So I don't see how y'all have this team going to the Super Bowl, but we'll see. Next, we have the Patriots and the Bengals. Now, this is our upset. This has to be our upset of the week, right? I mean, I'm pretty upset about that Falcons-Steelers game. But this absolutely has to. I mean, spread-wise from Vegas, Cowboys is upset of the week. But just from face value, Patriots, Bengals. I thought Joe Burrow was coming out and having an MVP year. The Patriots went out there and they played hard nose football. They ran the rock. Jacoby Brissett did what he needed to do, and they got it done. 16-10. Bengals looked awful. Defense is terrible. Offensive line is terrible. I mean, run game, what happened? Should have probably paid Joe Mixon. I feel like they're losing their identity as a team. It's gonna be interesting watching the Bengals going forward. Very, very interesting. I mean, Jamar Chase wants a bag. And we lose 10-16 to the Patriots. I bet you want a bag, brother. Next, we have Cardinals Bills. Kyler Murray. Brother, you probably should have went and played baseball. Yes, I'm a Marvin Harrison Jr. fantasy owner. That doesn't mean I'm wrong. Kyler, this is your prove it year. You don't prove it this year, you are probably out of the league. You're absolutely on another team, but you might be out of the league. I don't know what you need to do. Grow a few inches, do something. But not getting Marvin Harrison Jr. the ball is absolutely abysmal. And someone I hate more than I hate Kyler Murray, Josh Allen. The turnover at the beginning of the game had happiness flowing through my body because I knew football was back. A Josh Allen turnover signifies football is back. Loved it. He ended up with 4 touchdowns. They got it out the mud. Cardinals are just a bad football team, I guess. Are they not a bad football team? The Bills lost so much on defense. They lost so much on offense, and the Cardinals couldn't get it done. I don't know what to tell you. If you're a Cardinals fan, get ready for a rough year. Next, we have Jags and Dolphins. Talk about a game that came down to the wire. Tyreek Hill said you can cuff him outside the game, but you can't cuff him in the game. 80-yard tutty to the house. What was that, to tie the game up? 14-17. They ended up coming back and winning. That team is resilient. They were down. Were they down 17-0 at one point, or were they just down 7-17? Regardless, resilient team. They went out there. They got it done against the Jags, who I think the Jags are a solid football team, solid defense. You got the quarterback, you got the run game, you got the pass game. Trevor Lawrence just couldn't get it done yesterday. Super unfortunate. Young quarterback that needs to go out there and prove it, and he couldn't go out there and prove it. Next, we have Steelers and Falcons, one of my upsets of the week, because, oh my God, Kirk Cousins. We might see Michael Penix by week 5. Drafting Michael Penix might have been the stupidest, smartest move the Falcons have ever done. I feel like Penix is performing that good in preseason and practice. It has Kirk Cousins shook to his absolute core to where he's playing like dog piss. Pitts wants to arrive. Touchdown yesterday. Kirk Cousins is the problem now. I didn't think I would be saying it. I think Kirk Cousins is the problem. Let's get Penix in there sooner rather than later. You got to think. See, this is the thing about the Falcons. They're in a position, they have a team to make a playoff run. If Kirk is going to play like that, you got to think sooner rather than later, do we need to bring the young guy in and sit hundreds of millions of dollars on our bench? The Pittsburgh Steelers won 18-10 with 6 field goals. 6 field goals. Y'all still think Justin Fields is that guy? Been in the league 4 years. 5 years? 3 years? He's been in the league a while. Couldn't get anything going. Won the game with 6 field goals. Russell Wilson will be back next week, hopefully. Next, we have the Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks. Let's talk about it, because they thought those little horses were going to come in to our stadium. I don't even remember if we were home or away. They thought those horses were going to come beat us. Our defense is looking insane. Seattle Seahawks defense is looking ridiculous, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Geno, even on the parlay yesterday, I knew he was going to throw a pick, put Geno interception. It happened. Boom. Held on to the ball the rest of the game. Got done what he needed to get done. Don't get me wrong, though. Bo Nix looked absolutely amazing. Got out of the pocket. Made a few bad reads. Underthrew a few balls. He's going to get it together. He's a rookie quarterback on not that great of a team. He has a great head coach mastermind. He's going to be okay. The Broncos are going to be fine this year. Don't get me wrong. They're not going to win a ton of games, but they're going to be okay this year. Next, we have the Raiders and the Chargers. This was the garbage heap game of the day. Both of these teams I can see winning under 5 games. I won't say under 5. Raiders are definitely winning under 5. Chargers might win 7, 8. They just didn't look good. The Raiders, I mean, I don't even know where to start with them. I don't even know where to start. I mean, J.K. Dobbins was gashing them. Gus Edwards was gashing them. Ladd McConkey's putting double moves on people for touchdowns. I mean, the Raiders have a lot of problems. A lot of problems. Quarterback, running back issues. Running back issues. Oh, God. I'm a Zamir White owner in fantasy. God, no. But I do have Alexander Madison on the bench, so keep hooping. Wide receiver issues. Tight end issues. Actually, not tight end issues. Their tight ends were actually kind of hooping yesterday. They just couldn't get it going. Might be time. Maybe you give Gardner Minshew one more week. He doesn't get it done. It might be Aiden O'Connell's season. Chargers, like I said, got their run game going. Wide receivers finally started to get going. Justin Herbert looking a little bit more immobile than usual. Maybe it's that foot injury. Maybe he's just trying to sit back in the pocket and pass more. I think they're going to be okay. Like I said, 7 or 8 games. I don't see them winning a lot. They're not winning sub 5. Raiders are winning sub 5, absolutely. Next, we have the Cowboys and the Browns. Now, I'm going to be the first one to admit I was wrong. All right. I was wrong. It's okay. It happens. This was a Vegas spread, Browns by 3.5. The Dallas Cowboys came out. That morning when Dak got paid, I knew I knew hell was breaking loose. Dak was slanging the rock. Zeke looked like the Zeke we all know and love. I'm sorry, I'm holding it together. Zeke looked good. The O-line looked great. The wide receiver core, I mean, everyone getting touches. Turpin getting touches. Cooks getting touches. CD getting touches. Dak looking MVP-esque. May I say MVP-esque? And y'all are going to say, oh, they're playing the Browns. The Browns, everyone, made playoffs last year. You know what the Browns also did? They're one of the only teams that really didn't lose anyone. They really didn't lose anyone on either side of the ball. They returned with the same team with some rookies. And the Dallas Cowboys went out there and put belt to ass and beat them. My bad. And put belt to ass and beat them 33-17. It is what it is. Next. Oh, by the way, Browns, it's probably time to make a quarterback change. I'm going to say it. If Colin Kaepernick doesn't get back into the league this year, brother, it's not happening because you got the Giants and the Browns desperately need quarterbacks. So I'm just throwing that out there. Next, we have the Commanders and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jaden Daniels is looking like an absolute stud. I feel like he's going to be a better version of Lamar Jackson. I feel like he runs good. I feel like he's going to pass a little bit better. We'll see as time goes on. I say that Jaden Daniels already has a better wide receiver core, better running backs than Lamar's ever started with. I mean, he has Derrick Henry now, but I mean, Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler, that sounds like a rookie quarterback's wet dream. You got a guy that is massive that can tote the ball, and you got a guy that's shifty, he can go out there and receive the ball. This team is This team is looking good. I had them winning 10 games. Now, they got blown out by the Bucks, but I'm going to be for real. The Bucks are a little bit better than I thought they were going to be this year. Like, I expected them to be one of those nitty-gritty teams that come out and get it done. This was a statement game. This was absolutely a statement game. Baker was throwing back shoulders to Mike Evans. Name a more iconic thing, a back shoulder to Mike Evans. We love to see it. Bake show on top, baby. Last but not least, before tonight's game, we have the Rams and the Lions. I was heartbroken. I don't think Jared Goff, the bus driver, deserved that win. This is how you know the team knows Jared Goff is a bus driver. They went out there and they said, you know what? We're giving the ball to Monty 9 times. And what did they do? They gave the ball to Monty 9 times and got a tutty in OT. But that is the identity of the Lions. They're going to go out there and they're going to grind it out. No matter how they have to, they're going to fight to the end. They went out there and they fought to the end. I mean, that team was exhausted. The Rams were exhausted. The Lions just had more heart. The Lions had more heart in overtime. Montgomery was looking like an absolute stud running back out there. And this is why they split reps. This is why they let Gibbs start it off and they let Monty take it home. The Lions have an absolute poised team. Jamal Williams, welcome to the NFL. I said Jamal Williams. Jameson Williams, right? Hold on. Did I say that right? Jameson Williams. I said Jamal Williams. Jameson Williams, welcome to the NFL, brother. We've been waiting for you. The defense looked okay. I saw someone say yesterday when they played zone, it's kind of like they lost their identity as a defense, but when they got to play man and they got to absolutely put a hand on a player, they were out there putting in work. They were putting in work. That's their identity as a team, a hard-nosed, smash-mouth football team. And Dan Campbell is just a motivator, dude. Probably one of the best coaches in the league, if I'm being honest. Let's talk about the Rams. Where do I want to start? The O-line is, I mean, when you're on your 4th string left tackle and one of the commentators say, Hutchinson's having a buffet out there, I'm fighting you. I would fight you. I tweeted him when they said that. 1.7K followers. He's going to see it. Brother, they called you an all-you-can-eat buffet. We got to get better. We got to get better. I don't care if you're 4th string. Someone calls you an all-you-can-eat buffet, Pro Bowl season incoming. You better lock it up. You better do something. Matthew Stafford threw the ball 49 times yesterday. I don't know if they wouldn't run the ball because they didn't have an O-line, but they refused to run the rock. So Lions come out on top. Rams, that defense was ranked 28 coming into the year. That defense was flying. I will say that. The Rams defense picked it up and looked really good yesterday. So that ends our recap of of Sunday week 1. We do have one more game tonight. Tomorrow, we will be adjusting our top 10 teams. We have more content coming out through the week. Thursday, we'll probably do our predictions. Y'all let me know, what was your favorite game yesterday and what was the trash game of yesterday? Down in the comments. Don't forget, like and follow.